Today we will cover risk assessment procedures. A lot of people wonder what are they. So today we're just going to cover only risk assessment procedures. So our first point of call will be to cover what really are risk assessment procedures. Then next we will cover the examples of the procedures that you can performing when assessing the risk, which we call the risk assessment procedures. So as a starting point, what are risk assessment procedures? We say risk assessment procedures are those procedures carried out by the auditor to gather information about the client so that the identification and assessment of risks of material misstatement at the financial statement and assertions level can take place. So we have an objective here. Our objective is to identify and assess the risk of material misstatement. And from your knowledge of auditing, risk of assessment, risk of material misstatement is the combination of inherent risk and the control risk. So if there is high inherent risk and the controls are weak, that means we have a high risk of material misstatement. Okay, so the identification, in order for us to say there is a high risk of material misstatement, we should have identified that risk, isn't, and assessed to in order. So the first thing is to identify the risk, that there is high risk of the inherent risk. There is high inherent risk. Then the second thing is to assess that inherent risk, to say, so should we designate the risk of material misstatement as high or as low? Okay, so in order to do that, we need information. And that information, we can only obtain it through risk assessment procedures. So that is the pretty definition of risk assessment procedures. We said those are the procedures carried out by the auditor to gather information about clients so that the identification and assessment of risks of material misstatement at financial statement level. So we have risk at financial statement level. These are risks that are so pervasive that they affect every line item in the financial statement, in the financial statements. Like if the entity is operating in a highly regulated industry, that's a risk that is so pervasive to the whole to all the financial statement. So we say that is the risk at financial statement level. Then we have a risk that is at the assertion level, to say this one is when we are looking at revenue, maybe the risk that the revenue is incomplete. So that is the risk at assertion level. We are not going to cover that, but it was just a background. So once this has been done, the auditor will have a basis for designing and implementing responses to the assessed risk of material misstatement. So when you have gathered the information that will enable you to identify and to assess the risk of material misstatement, then you can then design and implement the responses to those risks. Okay, so where do we gather that information? So if we answer that question, where do we gather the information? Those are when we are gathering the information, that's the risk assessment procedures. Okay, so the first source of our information here will be the client acceptance and continuance procedures. Of course, when we are now performing the risk assessment procedures, we would have accepted the client. And before accepting the client, obviously, we gather a lot of information. We do the client investigation. We investigate the directors. We investigate the client or recent events, any fraudulent activities, and so forth. That the client acceptance and continuance procedures. Okay, so that one also acts as a source for our risk assessment procedures or for our identification and assessment of risk. So that's the first source of the information that we need. So we said the information that we need is the information that will enable us to identify and assess risk of material misstatement. And we said the first source is from our client acceptance and decontinuance procedures. Then number two, it will be our previous experience with the entity. This place when, let's say, it's actually an existing client. We have been auditing the client maybe for the past 2 years or for the past 4 years. So we will be having experience with the client. So it will help us in identifying the risk that is relevant during the current year audit and also to assess that risk. Then we do the most important one, this one, the inquiries of management in other personnel and others. So this one, you really do inquiries, sit down with some key personnel, like you can sit down with the production manager. Obviously, you are getting information about the types of raw materials that they use, how they do their production, the levels of work in progress. To say this is 40% complete, and you do the inquiries with a production manager. Then you can do the same with the marketing personnel. You can do the same with human resource. You can do the same with internal audit. Then the common sector, what will you be looking for when you are liaising with the common sector? Obviously, these are litigation issues, contingent liabilities. That information you can actually obtain it from inquiries to the common sector. Then you can do also the inquiries to the board of directors and IT personnel. For the board of directors, that's when you actually understand the control environment. When talking to the board of directors, because those are responsible for enforcing the internal controls. And if they adhere to sound internal controls and corporate governance, sound corporate governance, that means the control environment will be strong and it will affect everything else. Then the IT personnel, you are understanding the complexities of the entity's IT environment. Then you can do the observation. Like if it is a manufacturing company, you can take a tour on the around the manufacturing plant to say, okay, so this is where it starts. Then it goes there, it goes there, it goes there until we have a finished product. Then inspection. At this stage, you are not doing the detailed inspection of invoices and orders, so forth. You are doing like inspections of board meetings, inspections of control manuals. Yeah, inspection of those things that are so that are not the detailed inspection of the invoices when we are doing substantive procedures. That's inspection. Then analytical procedures, maybe you can do trend analysis, the vertical, the horizontal. You can do the ratio analysis to identify plausible variances or relationships between 1 year to another year. Maybe you see that there was an increase in sales, but the gross profit is actually decreasing. That needs to be explained by management. Those are analytical procedures. Then you can do discussions among the audit team. This one is basing from the principle that 2 years are better than one. From my experience, now we are discussing with senior personnel here, or audit members, or maybe new audit members. They might have some insights that were not present in the prior year. So that's when you do the discussion among the audit team. Okay, so those are the risk assessment procedures. When you are gathering the information so that you can identify and assess the risk of material misstatement, though the process of gathering the information, the procedures that you do, those are called the risk assessment procedures. I hope that was helpful.